Welcome back. 12th Science, English FL, Flamingo Unit 3, Deep Water is continued. We are going through question answers. Now the next question, first question for this day. In what state Douglas find himself on regaining consciousness? On regaining consciousness. In what state did Douglas find himself on regaining consciousness? Answer: Douglas found himself lying on his stomach, near the pool. He was vomiting. The fellow who had thrown him in the pool, who has thrown him in the pool was saying that he was only joking, he was only joking. Then someone remarked that the small boy had nearly died. The small boy had nearly died. He hoped that he would be all right then. He hoped that the small boy means Douglas. Douglas would be all right then. Then he was carried to the locker room. Then he was carried to the locker room. For change of clothes. For change of clothes. In what state did Douglas find himself on regaining consciousness? Answer. Douglas found himself lying on his stomach near the pool. Douglas found himself lying on his stomach near the pool. He was vomiting. The fellow who has thrown him in the pool was saying that he was only joking. Then someone remarked that the small boy had nearly died. He hoped that Douglas would be all right then. Then he was carried to the locker room for change of clothes. Next question. Today's second question. How did aversion of water aversion of water affect pleasures of the glass? Pleasures of the glass. Answer. The haunting fear of water the haunting fear of water followed Douglas everywhere. Followed Douglas everywhere. Fear ruined his fishing trips. Fear ruined his fishing trip. Trips. It deprived him of the joy of canoeing. The joy of canoeing boating and swimming. How did aversion of water affect pleasures of the glass? How did aversion of water affect pleasures of the glass? Answer. The haunting fear of water followed the glass everywhere. The haunting fear of water followed the glass everywhere. Fear ruined his fishing trips. Fear ruined his fishing trips. It deprived him of the joy of canoeing, boating and swimming. It deprived him of the joy of canoeing, boating and swimming. Next question. Third question for today. What efforts did Douglas make? What efforts did Douglas make to get over his fear of water? To get over his fear fear of water. What efforts did Douglas make to get over his fear of water? Answer: fear of water, Douglas had developed fear of water from his childhood. From his childhood. It stayed with him as he grew older. It stayed with him as he grew older. It ruined his pleasure of it ruined pleasure of canoeing, boating, fishing, and swimming.
Oh.
He used every method he knew to overcome his fear. He used every method he knew to overcome his fear. Finally, he determined to get an instructor. Finally, he determined to get an instructor and learn swimming. Learn swimming. What efforts did Douglas make to get over his fear of water? What efforts did Douglas make to get over his fear of water? Douglas had developed fear of water from his childhood. Douglas had developed fear of water from his childhood. It stayed with him as he grew older. It stayed with him as he grew older. It ruined his pleasure of canoeing, boating, fishing, and swimming. It ruined his pleasure of canoeing, boating, fishing, and swimming. He used every method he knew. He used every method he knew to overcome his fear. He used every method he knew to overcome his fear. Finally, he determined to get a personal instructor and learn swimming. Finally, he determined to get a personal instructor and learn swimming. Next question. What was the first exercise? Sorry. What was the first exercise the instructor gave to the class? The instructor gave to the class. What was the first exercise the instructor gave to the class? Answer. The instructor made him go across the pool an hour a day. Across the pool an hour a day for 5 days with the help of a rod. With the help of a rod. Attached to his belt. Attached to his belt. This exercise continued for 5 days. The rope went through a pulley. The rope went through a pulley that ran on an overhead cable. That ran on an overhead cable. A beat of panic seized him every time. A beat of panic. A beat of panic seized him every time. The old terror returned. The old terror returned. And his legs froze, and his legs froze. Underwater. It was after 3 months that the tension began to decrease. The tension began to decrease. What was the first exercise the instructor gave to Douglas? What was the first exercise the instructor gave to Douglas? Answer. The instructor made him go across the pool an hour a day with the help of a rope attached to his belt. The instructor made him go across the pool an hour a day, every day 1 hour, with the help of a rope attached to his belt. A rope was attached to his belt. This exercise continued for 5 days. In every week, 5 days, this exercise continued. The rope went through a pulley that ran on an overhead cable. There was an overhead cable. On that cable, a pulley was running, and the rope was running through the pulley. A beat of panic seized him every time. Still, a rope was there, it was attached to the pulley. Still, a beat of panic seized him every time. The old terror returned and his legs froze underwater. Whenever he entered the water, old terror returned and his legs froze underwater. It was after 3 months. It was after 3 months that the tension began to decrease. It was after 3 months that the tension began to decrease. Now we shall continue in next lecture. Every mischievous person must be sensible enough to understand the extent of the mischief. Such a mischief that happened with Douglas may ruin someone's life. The mischievous boy who threw him down in the deep water might have forgotten the whole incident, but Douglas suffered it through many years. So every mischievous person must be sensible enough what not to do. Okay, we shall continue in next lecture.